We begin this half hour with the fragile ceasefire that is holding between Israel and Hamas. The end of the fighting was marked by Palestinian protesters clashing with officers outside a mosque in Jerusalem and the West Bank. Protesters were seen hurling rocks and fireballs at officers. Law enforcement responded by firing tear gas and rubber bullets to disperse the crowds. The Friday morning clashes took place hours after the ceasefire went into effect, emphasizing the increased tension across the region. Thousands of rockets were exchanged between the Israeli military and Hamas militants over the past week and a half. The attacks resulted in the deaths of more than 230 Palestinians and at least a dozen Israelis. Both sides have claimed victory in the truce. Joining us now from Gaza is CBS News reporter Haley Ott. Hi, Haley. So it is the first day reporters are allowed back in Gaza. Tell us, what are you seeing on the ground following the ceasefire?
Hi, Tanya. Yes, to put it plainly, we're seeing destruction. Driving down the street, you see building after building after building that's been completely leveled. Some are still smoldering. And we're seeing people with nowhere to go. On some of these buildings, people have pitched tents and are staying there because that's where they used to live and they don't have anywhere else to go to. We're also seeing grief. People just walking down the street crying because, you know, a family member that used to live in an apartment over there has died. We met one woman who told us that all her friends had died. We said, how many? And she said all of them, and she had no feelings left. We met a man whose 4 of his 5 children and his wife had died, and he said he didn't know what future he could provide for his one remaining baby. So there's just a sense of destruction and grief on the ground here.
And Haley, there are concerns as well growing over the humanitarian crisis emerging there, as you outlined, people living in tents and other such, structural deficiencies to the area. What more can you tell us about the situation there in terms of getting those people back to some places where they can get clean water and electricity, all of the basics?
Yeah, well, the problem, it was already a problem before this last round of violence. But now it's not just about getting people supplies. It's about basic infrastructure having been damaged and destroyed. So as you said, water, fresh water, sewage systems, electricity, hospitals, medical facilities. Many medical facilities have been damaged at a time when people need more medical care. Schools have been damaged. Children haven't been able to go to school. And as I said before, homes have been damaged. Many people, thousands of people have been displaced. So it's a growing humanitarian crisis on the ground here.
And it seems to be unclear that there's any movement to help solve it. Have you heard anything about, international rescue aid perhaps coming to the region?
I believe you said international aid. People have been saying that it's important, to get aid into Gaza. Many different organizations are trying to do that. And that might hopefully address some of the immediate crisis. But we were talking to people on the ground today also about, now that we've had a bit of a ceasefire, the immediate violence has stopped. Do they think that this will last? Do they think that they'll have enough time to try to rebuild? And they've said, not unless there's a political solution, not unless there is a solution to the root of the problem, which keeps causing this violence to flare up every few years. They said that was the most important thing, and that is what they really needed to see solved in order to prevent this from happening again.
And as you pointed out, of course, this is certainly not the first ceasefire we've seen, and it probably won't be the last, unfortunately. Is there any sign that this one is different, though? And is there also a sign that this one should hold?
People are so relieved here that the violence has ended, and we asked them, do they think that it will hold? And they said they hoped so, but they just didn't know. Both sides have made sort of threats that if the other one crosses a line, they'll hit back with force. So it's unclear what will happen in the coming days and weeks, but what is very clear is that people who are living here in Gaza are relieved to have the violence end.
Haley Ott in Gaza, we thank you for your reporting.